Where's the camera, they say? Why is the camera not working, they say? Why wouldn't you test it before you started going live, you'd say? That is a fair point, folks. That is a fair point. There it is. And we've got the light straight into it. That's me. How are you, folks? What's going on? Thursday. It's exciting. We got Blightlord night. We are on Kick. We are on Twitch. We are on YouTube. Everyone's watching me. Outrageous. That sounds appropriate. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Magic! Dark Magic, how you going? Test, who does that? I know, right? Yeah, the light. It's just, I need the light to be about here, but then that's right in front of the camera. So it sits a bit higher, which means, yeah, it just needs to be a little bit lower. What do you do? What do you do? You complain about it. That's what you do. That's how you get past life. Dark Magic, what are you up to today? What's going on? Let's do this modelling thing. Ooh, modelling. Oh, I can see it is actually cutting across the camera slightly. But that's okay. You're not here to look at my face. Alright? Well, I hope not. Well, we'll see. I hope you're going well and exciting adventures are all about. So I've got the Blightlords, which we were working on the Tuesday. But I might even sneak in a bit of the Chaos Knight, depending how we go. Because, I say that. He's so close. He's so close. Yes, yes. Crisscross, that's how chaotic he is. So he's close to be putting it together. I've still got the missiles. And then we'll put some transfers on as well. Decals and add some more rust and stuff like that. But hopefully I have some time tomorrow during the day and get him done ready for a match on Friday night. The base at the moment is currently curing. Poured the, can't believe it's not water, into the little creek part of the base, so that's now drying. So we are pretty close to that. I can't pick it up and show you because obviously it's settling. It's flat. It's got to settle. Let it settle. Let it settle. So we're here. We're working on these guys. Working on these guys. We continue on with the royalty-free music. We'll know what we'll get when we experience it together. It's going to be wonderful. Wonderful. Oh, right. Yes. Okay. So, Reckland Fresh Shade. Beautiful colour. Great for doing Poxwalkers, Death Guard, any flesh rotten sort of flesh until they change the formula. And now it comes out really brown, not the pinky flesh it used to be. So it means I've actually got to mix it. I'm really disappointed because I hate mixing because then I don't get consistency when you mix. It's just funny. MMJ997 follow. Thank you very much for the follow. So I don't know why I'm not hearing that. I should be hearing that. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Welcome to the channel. Let me do a quick check to see why I wasn't hearing that. Quick check, they say. Because it's probably... No, it's going in the right spot. I'm hoping you guys all heard it. Everything says it should be working. I don't understand why some days it works and some days it doesn't. But thank you for coming by and saying g'day. Well, hitting that follow button. Appreciate it. So try and get that purple. I've got to mix. As I said, I hate mixing. That's a very brown. It's very brown. Where it used to be in really nice fleshy colour. Pinky flesh. So unfortunately I've got to add some to it. It just complicates things. Last thing I need is complications. So we're just adding some purple ink to try and get it to where it should be. And we poured too much out. Yeah. Yeah. So what's happening in part of the world that everyone's from? Oh. I've put the... And you know the worst part about mixing? It's when you mix the wrong colours. It's meant to be red ink, not purple. As soon as I do, I said, that doesn't look right. That's great if you're doing total bruising, but I wasn't going for bruising. So we'll try that again. So, off to a good start. Camera wasn't working. Sound doesn't seem to be going in the right spot. And now we're here. Hello man, nice to meet you. Just came over to the live stream. Planning to paint first. Imperial Fists. Yes, so yellow. Are you doing the yellow? A hint to paint yellow. Paint them pink. Then put the yellow down. Sounds nuts, but the yellow will actually sit better on the model and won't be streaky and you won't see through it. Sounds nuts. I know. That's probably the best tip I can do for yellow. And have fun with it. There's no right or wrong. But that's just the challenge with the yellow. Especially if it's on a black base coat. It tends to can be quite streaky. See, better skin color. Can be quite streaky. So all I'm doing here is just adding to... Oh man, ha! See, it was at the wrong height. Wondering why it felt weird. Apart from that, if you're doing it on black, yeah, you might run into the problem with the yellow just sitting funny and not really. You have to do multiple coats. Don't plaster it on, thin it down a bit. If you're on a white, you shouldn't have as much issues. And go nuts. Yellow, yellow, yellow. First, I'm excited that you're delving in and you're challenging yourself pretty early on. I feel like I'm shouting at the moment, folks. If I am shouting, let me know. See how it's not that... Oh, let's get that focus so you can see what I'm doing. So, hello Joker. Adding that red ink takes away the brown so we can actually see the pink of the intestines hanging out. Or you can paint it pink and play as the Emperor's children. Or you can paint it pink and count it. Ribevs! Hello! It's been a while. What's been going on? I played against the Imperial Fists on the weekend, actually. We streamed the game. You can probably see it on the YouTube channel. I did play with my Chaos Knights against it. Chaos Knights are definitely a top tier faction at the moment, which is weird for me. I could never win with them beforehand, and now, wow. But I believe we're having a going around a mate's place tomorrow, some beer, pizza, and 40k. Perfect. The Imperial Fists are making their appearance again. I won't be playing them. I think I will probably get Eldar. Second day of vacation, very happy with my relationship with my sofa. Nice. That is a great way to start vacation. Now, because this is a shade, it can try and essentially shrink. How do you get introduced to the Warhammer story? For me, my friends keep begging me to read audio. Horus Heresy engrossed in 64 books. Goodness gracious, a lot to listen to. You've got further than I am. I think I'm about 37, 38 into it. And it's been on and off. But welcome to the hobby. Welcome to the world. Is one of the books inspired to do the Imperial Fists? Joke is here. I was about to say, I remember reading one of the books with the Ultramarines and went, wow, I actually found some respect for the Ultramarines. I did not say that. Don't clip it. My history was way back. The original Rogue Trader book. So way back when. And I played through basically 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Took a break, came back at the tail end of 7th. And here still. So, very simple way of getting fleshy bits is just using, not a contrast, but a shade. If you ever need to do fleshy bits. Woo, Heresy! Don't know if you're meant to be that excited about Heresy. As I'm painting Death Guard. So yeah, welcome. Beginning. So are your friends also Space Marine players? Welcome to the channel. I do tend to ask questions a lot. It's part of what I do as a full-time job. Never feel pressured to answer, especially if you think it's getting too personal. Feel free to tell me, nah. I'm okay with being told, nah. Been married long enough to be okay with it. Perturabo surprised how much I enjoyed that. That was... and the Fulgrim one, yep. Anger on him, felt sorry for him. Perturabo, I thought, this is a weird dude. I want to know more about him. So that was a surprise. The whole... Let's make Sanguinius Emperor Part 2 was interesting. When you use contrast, turns out very bad. Somewhere darker, somewhere lighter, some spots here and there. Flat surfaces like Space Marine armor, it can be challenging, yes. What you can do to try and tidy it up, you could water it down a little. I wouldn't put too much in because it's contrast as it started. But you could, for example, if you had do a second layer of contrast, and then, so for an armor, with the second layer just focused right on the edges to get the dark, so that middle part is lighter. It's kind of, it's not contrast, this is a bit different, but yeah, so the blue, and then I put contrast all over it, but then I've gone darker on the edges, another layer, to give it a darker feel around the edging, to bring out the shine more in the middle. So you could try and play with that. When you go to the edges, just go like that into the edge itself, and then if you wanted to spread it out, you could try and dab it. Just, yeah. Look, all I can say is try something different, try something new. It's always fun to try. I'm not looking at it. I refuse to look at it, and I refuse to admit anything that may incriminate myself. Glad Fallout 777, welcome to the channel. G'day, how you going? What's happening in your part of the world? Hope you're doing well. So we are adding the body parts to this fine Death Guard today at the moment. So welcome. What's happening in your part of the world? If you are brand new to the channel, g'day. You will find me here hobbying away on the Tuesday, Thursdays. You'll find me here playing horror games on Sundays. And you will find podcasts being recorded here once a month. Second Monday, usually, of the month. And we do stream games at 40k, which we did on the weekend. Word bearers. Word bearers? Or found you in Twitch? Oh, hello. Loyalist, Imperial Fist, Traitorous, Iron Warriors. How many hours do you spend painting my miniatures, and what's your favourite? Loyalist Space Marine Legion, Traitorous Space Marine Legion. I have a Salamander army. That is my love, the Salamanders. And it would be Death Guard. Yep. I do have 1,000 Suns faction force as well, which may be being played tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's going to be cast nights. So I play Salamanders, 1,000 Suns, Death Guard, cast knights, Drakari, Katachan. Have I missed anyone? I think that's it. We also have a studio AdMech army. When I say studio, mate moved into state and left his AdMech here, so we get to use it when we stream a match. Yep, the word bearers. Yeah, the one that everyone goes word bearers. It's brave to put that in the open. To be fair, it's only really Erebus that everyone hates with a passion, right? New Heresy Nightlords arrived yesterday. Ooh, how'd they look? Are they in decent nick? I think you just answered it. A little bit of work done. This poor Fire Raptor got put together with black silicate. That's weird. Did I get all these fleshy bits? I think so. They are indeed releasing a codex for the Salamanders. It will be a supplement, but we are expecting more than just the one unit. It'll probably be an update for Adrax Agatone and Vulcan Hestan, and we're hoping, when I say we, it's the Salamander players, we are hoping that they'll bring a special unit. Either the Fire Drakes or the Pyroclast would be awesome. Or, I don't know, it's another specialist thing for them. Would be very excitable. Now that the Grey Knights and Space Wolves and Grey Knights and Templars, that was the one I was trying to think of, here or about to be here, I am expecting the Salamanders and Imperial Fists to be the next books based on their roadmap earlier this year, and the Votan's the other one that will come out, and maybe even Imperial Knights will get a book. Death Guard, Ultramarines and 1,000 Suns. It's a good mix. So, anyone is new, I will every now and cough. I've got what's called the 100-day cough. So it's still niggling. If you know what that is, ugh, nobody deserves that. Oh, I think that's actually a very large maggot. That's alright. We can fix that. Favorite Imperial Fists. I'd like to know what it is about the Imperial Fists. We was just talking about Rogel Dawn on the podcast on Monday. We were exploring which we reckon... Ooh, that was good English. Which primer we think will be released next for 40k for the tabletop. Mr. Dawn was spoken about. As I mentioned, we do have one Imperial Fist player in the group. Pre-heresy World Eaters. Oh, in their shiny white. I've stripped it down and removed most of the silicon. So I just put it out there. I like to play games, I like to paint, and the lore I still struggle with. I've been around for a long time, and I rely on others to inform me of all the bits I've forgotten or should know better. So I'm worried. As I said, I can't remember what it was, but the fact that he's in his maze trying to work out all these plans and stuff, I thought that was quite an interesting backstory for Perturabo. So talking about the bruised skin colour before, this would be the spot. His little love handles. C4 Darkmane, g'day mate. Doing some do-it-yourself, self-AFK lurking. Nice. Too busy working. Son of a dad. G'day mate, how we going? If I missed anything. Wordbearer's Forge Fiend. Forge Fiends look like a fun model to paint. I'm intrigued to know how you're doing. There's quite a bit of trim. So whether you've painted, base coated everything, the trim colour, and then do the solid bits, or doing all the solid bits and then try the trim afterwards. And just see how you go with that. I've considered, do I need a Forge Fiend for my Thousand Suns? But I feel the Vortex piece should be enough. That's a good idea. Thanks. What good idea was that? For me, the next lowest promo to come back is Lehman Russ, to be honest. I want Rogan to come back. Each promo has a weapon of Emperor. Yeah, the more likely one will be the Wolf. They've just had a refresh, but they've also got their codex out now. Like with Fulgrim, he's talking about coming out and stuff like that. And then the book, he came out, and then the book came out. So these rules are there. But I don't think we'll see him in 10th edition. I think Rogel Dawn, out of all the ones, he was third likely, I think, after the conversation we had on Monday. Vulcan pipped him as next one more likely to turn up. Who had the good idea? Did I have a good idea? Oh, I hope I had a good idea. If and when Russ comes back, I want him to have two models, regular Primarch and werewolf mode. Werewolf mode, nice. Well, if he said he was going to come back when it's the Day of the Wolf, so essentially Ragnarok. Are we at that stage? Is that where the world's at the moment? Because that's what he said. He won't come back until it's the Day of the Wolf, which is end of the world stuff. Which does lead into 11th edition, sort of how they swing that around. Werewolf mode. He's a friendly chap. What are you talking about? World word bearers. I'm intrigued to understand why you chose the word bearers. As far as I know, they're not a very popular faction, and they don't make friends easily. All thanks to Erebus and Lorgar. But also like the fact that they're not a popular one, you're doing one, that's cool. Oh, look at this guy. Oh, that's right. I wanted to try this. The tentacles different, didn't I? So I do want to do this. Because then I want it to lead to a purple at the top. So I'm going to try something different with the tentacles. As I said, it's the fun part about painting is try something different. So is that the full vacation mode, just sofa? Which doesn't sound that bad at all. Son of a dad, what's going on? Son of a motherless goat. So I've noticed I've missed some bits. You kind of stand Lorgar, but for Erebus, he's kind of special. Yeah. I understand what you're saying about that, MMJ. Yeah, Erebus is the one. Yep. We'll have a challenging date profile. Yes. He's walking the streets of Plymouth today. Just stuck his PC for an extra view. What? That's a good idea. What? He's walking the streets of Plymouth today. Just stuck his PC for his next review. Okay. Oh. Yep, I'm with you. I got you. Thank you. Time to use all the super glue. That does sound like... I guess, yeah, there's the challenges of getting the pre-loved minis, isn't there? If they're not painted, it's not as dramatic. But if you're going to strip them, I've missed a bit of armour there. Here's the detail part, so we'll have to start going one model at a time. So instead of the production line, so we don't miss details. Like, I don't know how I've missed that complete arm there. It's a talent. Cultists when I'm really bored, and tomorrow I'm going to St. Petersburg to see the naval parade. Alright. That should be fun. Should be interesting. Cultists. I didn't realise how many cultists I have here. And realise that Thousand Suns, Death Guard don't use cultists. But that's okay. Cast Knights still do. Except the cultists aren't in the book. How many cast warbands does the Death Guard have? We'll go with 7. That's their magic number. These are based off the Pallid Hands. The Pallid Hands do have similar coat, main colour, but a lighter white and usually a green shoulder pad. But these are based off the... This is my version of the Pallid Hands. But no, I don't rightly know off the top of my head. I remember the codex coming out and added ones that I hadn't heard of before. Compared to the last codex, so they could be keep adding more. Like the previous book, the detachment was based off the warbands. So there's Mortarans chosen and etc. Like that. Don't have cast warlords because of Perturabo. They're just one and all. What paint do you use for the main colour of the armour? Yep. That. Yeah, Screaming Skull. Yeah. So the Screaming Skull is the main colour for the armour. And then we do go around with sepia. What's it called? Sepia something into the, which is all the brown, so it goes around the edges and stuff like that. And then we will highlight with Pallid Witch Flesh. We'll get some edge highlighting going on with the Pallid Witch Flesh. Eventually, it's the last part of the armor. That's an odd. Your reward system has a goofy yell. Is that soundbite for your impression? No. No. I didn't realise it was there. Oh, yes, I did. That was the one I set up a long time ago. But yeah, okay. Big girl's gonna need touch-ups, but why black silicon? Yeah, that's weird. Nightlords. I can't even think what they were trying to achieve with it. Did I get it all? I think so. I'll go back to this guy. It should be dry now. they used it to glue together. That's bizarre. Why didn't you just use glue? Like, sorry, I can't think of anyone I've ever heard of using a black silicone to put models together. So, I'm not sure what they were trying to achieve there. But it's the first time I've ever heard that happening. Done by a 5-year-old. Do we feel that Perturabo would come back anytime soon? Because that was debated. We didn't just talk about which loyalists will come back. We also put out there, what about the not so loyalists? What would make it for them to come back? I mean, there are already 4 Demon Primarchs. Do we need a 5th? I don't think we need a 5th. But out of the ones that would come back, Perturabo seems like the one more likely to. Like, his plans have finally worked out the plans and he's gone, right, I've worked out all my bits and pieces. This time for sure. So he's come to put into play. Use it as a gap filler to hide the gaps in the kit. It's pretty extreme. But if that's all you have on hand, why not? Sorry, folks. And I'll probably will keep apologising it. I don't know why. I'm just going to keep doing, I'm so sorry for my coughing. Peter's currently in his fortified planet. Lorga's currently hiding from Conrad. Yeah. So, if Lorga turns up, Corvus will be right behind him. Because he's all chasing. That's the whole reason he's hanging out, right? Do I want to do that? So the question is, with this one here, I went with put the brown down and then highlighted, dry brushed it with the metallic to give the rusty feeling. First time I tried to do that, I've done it large scale with the knight. Don't mind. It looks dirty, it looks rusty, doesn't match the model. Still not sure. Still got to put some grime onto the model itself. So I don't know whether I want to do that with the rest of the models, with the rest of the guns. That is what I'm debating at the moment. Do I do that, or, for reference, for reference, the gun is that without all the rust and stuff like that, so it's a cleaner looking gun, or go with the grimy gun. Obviously not gun like for the guns, but that's what I'm debating what to do at the moment. Like for like. Yay! I knew I had one. So that's like for like. Which way should I go? Open to suggestions. What we can do in the meantime. Very frustrating. I understand, but it's horrible. Alright, so we can start doing another bit. Spent the day with the forbidden whipped cream sealing my shed up. Okay. Took me a bit. What? What? But I got there. Oh, so we're definitely at. I need to do one at a time because I'm just noticing there's a fair bit on this guy I've missed regarding his hand. The weapon of the death guard should be rusted, almost broken. So you're suggesting the brown and then dry brush the silver, the metal over the top. To keep with the theme. Yeah, I figured it out, Jake. I thought you meant the expanded foam. As I said, it took me a second. I'm going, what are you talking about? But then, oh yeah, okay, the foam that expands once you release it. We've got more axes. No, we don't have any more axes. They're all swords. Fair enough. Alright, MMJ, I'm going to listen to you. Big brush, because it doesn't need to be that neat. There's wonderful music playing in the background. So what's the plan for the weekend? Oh, if you're new with the Imperial Fist, have you played a game? Have you had a chance to play a game yet? Or is it really, really new? I'm hoping your friends at least let you try some using their models to give it a go first. What did you say? I just went out. Oh, I was just going to say, do you have a game? Does anyone have a game lined up for the weekend? And then I'm going, oh, first Imperial Fist, have you actually played a game at all? Well, I played Space Marine 1 and Space Marine 2. They are very good games. I did finally finish Space Marine 2 not too long ago. And started reinstalling Dawn of War 1, 2 and 3. Actually not 3, I uninstalled 3. I was unimpressed. Played Space Marine 1 and 2 and still went Imperial Fists. Not Ultramarines. Much respect. We'll do the swords like I've done before. Because there's colouring I put through them to make them that Bale Blade-ish type. I feel like I'm going to not do all of it that way for the belches. But I will do the front part. And we'll do just this one first, and we'll see. Yeah, I'll check that first before I go too deep. Who will be the next antagonist for Space Marine 3? Death Guard, World Eaters, Necrons. We're going to see a Primarch for the first time. I can't see there be a Primarch, but Necron's an interesting one. If they move away from Chaos, but that's the whole stick of Titus is trying to prove that he's not corrupted. So it feels like it would still need to be chaotic in some form. You couldn't have a playable Primarch in there. That would just be too much. Too much. Fun, but too much. So yeah, I'd say it'd still be along the lines of Chaos. It would be nice to see not Death Guard for a change. Seems to be Deathguard seems the one they fall back to. So yeah, World Eaters would be interesting, or even Emperor's Children. Oh, Emperor's Children. Maybe if they want to get their ratings right. Have some Slaanesh Demonettes running at ya. Emperor's Children, the next antagonist, Spaceman 3, final boss. Foreground fighting Gilman. See the scale between Space Marine and Primarchs. That would be interesting. You see that sort of happening in the background while you're dealing with Lucius. That could be interesting. I just need them to dry and then we'll test out how they look. We're good. Alright, we need to do some bone. Guess we should do some bone. We're going to be cheap with the first coat. Just the skeleton horde contrast on the bone, and then we'll build it up from there. That could be interesting. I like the idea of that happening. See the two duke it out. And yeah. Now, the problem with the bone color armor, if there's a lot of bone, it tends to blend in. Hence the reason we will build it up to make it sort of stand out a little bit easier. But this is the base. Oh, he's got a lot of maggots. How hard it would be to fight Lucius Typhus Khan as a boss in each game difficulty. Yeah, I wouldn't want to face any of them. I feel like Typhus might be the I can't say the less deadly, because it's just, it's not a good situation to find yourself. Joe, you just reminded me. We are trying to organise an arena battle with all the Primarchs. We also wanted all the captains as well, but I need to finish painting Ahriman before we can do that. Because I believe I've got Typhus. I did finish Typhus. I know that Adam's got Khan and I've got to finish Ahriman. Yeah, sorry, lost my place. I believe Adam's also got Lucius, so I'll have to do that at some point too. feel like Ahriman will not do well unless he gets the spells off. But he'll be pretty quick on the disc. This is done clearly before I realised how I was going to do it. And this guy. I had Lilith take him on, and yes, he killed Lilith, but Fight on Death took him down as well. So yes, not the hardest one. And the fight first was what does the damage. If you can get past that. A whole lot of maggots in there. We have to come back. Kick. How are we going? What does that mean? OOQ Stream Hub Shop. Not sure what that means, but okay. If you're directing a Space Marine 2, what story would you like to change? Not enough salamanders. Sorry, I've got just kick messages, checking what that means. As kick is fairly new to me. So if you are watching on there, please bear with me. No, I don't know. I thought it was alright. I don't think I had any big things I wanted to change. That I can think off the top of my head. It's kind of very dark compared to the rest. What's going on there? Don't know. Carry 4 guns like before primary resuscitation. I thought they did really well with the mix. Sorry, give me a moment, folks. Oh. No, that doesn't want to work. Sorry, Kick, if I'll have to work on you later because what I've got working down here is not doing the working bit. So, new to the channel, to the stream platform. Working out the kinks. You see Titus will join the Greek Knights or stays in Ultramarine? Stays in Ultramarine. Greek Knights? Grey Knights. I'm assuming the autocorrectors come in play, or you actually mean Grey Knights? Greek Knights. They're not bone, they're quills. That's different again. Yeah, Grey Knights. Thought you meant. No, he'll stay as Ultramarine. He's done his time in the Death Watch. The model's out for him as Ultramarine. Can't replace that already. And as I said, because this is a wash, whatever you want to call it, you've got to watch that sometimes it shrink is the best way I can describe. It's got a little oozing bits. He can't do magic, so let him wear the blue. Yep. This is GW we are talking about? This is GW we're talking about, yes. They wouldn't change things on a whim and piss off many users, I'm sure. They would think about it and then piss off. After careful consideration, we're doing it anyway. Alright, so now I did the purple mix before and I went, nah, it's not the colour I wanted. I'm going to use it now. So all we're going to do is add some bruising over here. Because he's got so much. We can add bits of bruising around. And we'll add some military green as well to give it a nice gross look to it. Again, this is just, this is Army Painter purple ink, they call it. Nice bruising around the armor parts. How many seasons would you do if you're producing a series, and what book will you animate for me? For me, Plague Wars. I'd love to see Flight of the Eisenhorn. That book was just brilliant. And just the whole Inquisition style series works for me. I think that's the best one they could do because you could have different stories each week. It doesn't have to be tied to a space marine. It could be a murder mystery. It could be a heresy. It could, you know, just feels like you've got more play with it. And doesn't have too much of an impact on lore that you can expand on the storylines. I cut a floor beam just a tiny bit too much. Oh, measure twice, and now I'm trying to find the right bit of wood to plug the gap so I don't have to go to the DIY. I believe Joker's got a lot of black. Oh my god, what did you call it before? I've gone blank. I'm sure he's got plenty of it to spare though. Forbidden whipped cream? No. What the models are wrapped, glued together with. But that would work too. And just paint it. I hope if part 3 comes out, we'll let us shoot from something more bigger than an infantryman. Ride along an open deck out of the top of a rhino. Do you remember the PvP 40k game that came out? Where you could actually be the Dreadnought? That was a fun game. Eternal Crusade? No. What the hell was it? They dropped all the series servers, what, last year, the year before? The Black Silicon, yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Alright. Where are we going? Over here. Eisenhower deals with Deathwatch, that way the Marines turn up, all the main chapters can be used. Exactly right. See? Eisenhorn. I can't believe they legendized him. Just... what were they thinking? I still haven't painted my Eisenhorn. It's harder to get excited when they take it out of the game to paint it. No, the wood has to go under the beam and the joint. Silicone won't really work. Yeah. Fair enough. Alright, keep the silicone, Joker. It's all yours. Well, that's the idea. Paint it brown, then the lighter brown, and then the dry brush the lead belcher. That's the idea. Thoughts? Comments? Sail down, picks them up. Nice. Get the next tall ship. No, we've got loads of wood to build a raft. I'll see you next Tuesday then. Hang on, that's not right. That's impolite. I need all the silicon I have to finish sealing my shed. Well, there was a bonus with the Blightlords then. Yeah, I'd like to get one more block out curtain to really fully seal up. I'm in the garage. You've got some insulation foam and stuff like that in the doors and stuff, insulated the roofing and stuff like that. But just there's a small area, just needs all it needs is a drop down block out curtain, and that would be enough. So when I was working on an HVAC place, I'd put cooling in here, but didn't put heating in. Cooling was an evap, so it didn't matter about the insulation so much. Yeah, I'm not sold on it on this gun, so we might stick to the old school on that one. But it seems to work alright with the chain and stuff like that, so that's not so bad. Yeah. Alright, we're going to start doing one model at a time so we don't start missing things, or missing more things. So we might go back and forth with the paints, but that's where it is. Damn straight, big tails, lounges, aircon, display cabinets. Do the framing after finished sealing. With the gaming table he's already built, it's going to be amazing. I can't wait for the official launch. Well, that's a whole fleshy bit. So yeah, as I said, I've missed quite a bit on this model. Part of the production line that you just miss bits. It's not until you get to the detail you start going, ah, dang it. After you seal it 2 more times. Not wrong. Not wrong. Now I realize you guys won't be able to see the match, but do I play Death Guard, Cast Knights, or Thousand Suns tomorrow? What should I run? I haven't tried the Lords of Dread Cast Knights. I haven't tried the Victorum Vectulum of the Death Guard, and haven't tried any of the new book for Thousand Suns. And more than likely playing against Eldari. Do all the bits I missed. Forbidden whipped cream, silicon frame, plastic lining, insulation, battens. It's not like you get really cold up there. It'll get hot. Yeah, yeah. That's the bit. That's the inlet. That's why I definitely made sure I put cooling in here, because garage heat gets a bit much, even for. Oh, we get toasty 40s. I missed a whole bit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We got there. Can do. Start working on the bone part. What we do is just going to lighten up the base and then darken the top. To give the impression that down the base is newer, higher up is older bone. And we have maggots. We also have maggots down here as well. Lots of magnets. Magnets. Maggots. At this point, I'm more inclined to play Chaos Knights because I haven't won with them for. Never win with them. Now they're actually meta and winning. I'm going to take advantage of it for a change. Is that so wrong? If you say yes, I'm not listening to you. Magnus, g'day! I'd love to join your live stream whenever you're streaming. Add me up in Discord. G'day, Sam. Magnus? I don't have a pen. Yes, I do. Alright, I've written stuff down. It must be legit if I've written it down. Why did I do this? Because... oh yes, that's right. What do your Chaos Knights look like? Ooh. You're asking the right questions. I am working on a Ruinator at the moment, and he's behind me. So give me a check. Asking all the right questions. So g'day Magnus, I am new to Kick, so hello, how you going? What do you get up to on kick. I'm assuming something to do with 40k or painting miniatures, based on the message you sent through. So let me finish the bone highlights and I'll show you what my cast knights look like. Just noticed his airboat isn't even primed. His airboat? I figured you mean a flying vehicle of sorts, but I don't know what that would mean in Heresy. Apart from a drop pod, which is not a great boat. Yeah, one that was glued together with silicone. Oh, nice. Not primed? Yeah. Primed, that's the word. I keep calling it base coat instead of primed. Primed is the word. Picked up the Night Desecrator for a narrative game, but couldn't find any official colour scheme for Slaanesh worshipping. So I didn't follow any house. I just wanted to try. I don't paint a lot of blue, so I went blue, and I was meant to be blue and grey, but it's come out very light. So it almost looks blue and white. Which anyone knows about my football team, I follow teams that are blue and white. Happy coincidence? Yes. Deliberate? Nah. When do I do anything deliberate in this game? Have I got all the bone? No, one more. One more. I think I got all the bone. No. Okay, so I can show you what top half of my Ruinator looks like so far. Top half of my Ruinator so far. Yes, I've put that the wrong way around. Shut up. You still got a bit of work to do. Here's a big boy. That is what my knights look like. I love painting knights. I love putting knights together. They are the fun. So that's an abominant. I also have a Rampager, Despoiler and Tyrant and 5 War Dogs. with more coming. Oh, thank you very much. They are so fun to paint. I'm doing something different with this one. This is where the brown first, and then the dry brush, the metallic over the top. And I find it, for a large model especially, it gives that really nice worn in rust in the right spots, in the grooves and stuff like that. It's just yeah, don't look at that. I'm not happy how that looks, so don't look too closely at that. But yeah, some legs. That's where I decided to try that technique out first. On a large scale, I should say. But yeah, if you've never put together a night before, it is an experience, and they go together so well, and it just works. Like some models can be really fiddly and go, why would you put that there? No, every move of a Chaos Knight makes it. Oh, just not a Chaos Knight, but any of the Knights makes sense. I do have a Ceratus Lancer to put together, so I'm intrigued to see if that would be the same joyous experience putting together, or if there were a nightmare. But so stay tuned for that. I do have some other models I need to do first, including a whole combat squad of Tricari, a whole starter kit for Conquest, some superheroes. What am I missing? And then when the Salamander Codex come out, oh, watch out. I've got so many grey plastic Marines that still need to be painted. It's going to be gorgeous. So I just noticed he's got little... I think they're going to be maggots coming out from underneath the armour. So he's just fun with all the crawlies. Ever find that's flesh too. As I said, gets to the part that I need to do one at a time. There's so many bits that get missed in a production line. So we're just slowing it down by putting the brush into blue paint instead of drying it. Lemonade. What's going on there? Oh, spiky bits. That's what's going on there. Alright, so we need the black. We need to water it down. And we'll do the tips first. But first, bit of green. So it's just a bit of dark green ink with the black. Just give it a bit of a grossness to the. So it's not. Ooh, that's purple. Don't do that one. This is where I usually mess it up. Just trying to make it dirtier. Try and blend it in so it's not just a solid blue. And that's why I mix it with an ink. Because this is a bit of bone that's been sitting out of his head for a while, an extended period. But it's slightly unpleasant, that's why we had the green in there. Excuse me. I don't know if you can actually see the difference. I did move the camera before, didn't I? So you can bring it a little bit closer. So I'm trying to make a darker tip with a bit of a blend though, so it's not, as I said, it's not just splot black tip. So I hope I'm not giving you the impression that it's an aged bone sticking out of his head. And it gets cleaner and newer as it gets closer to his body. That's the idea behind it. As I said, it's harder when they're bone armor because it can tend to blend in. Hey Viz! It's meant to rain all weekend. Do we need to postpone? Am I still welcomed? Still going? Cool. Yeah, I'm there. I'm there. Alright, so I hope you're getting the impression of what I'm trying to do, and hopefully it's working. Bring your umbrella and gumboots? Yeah. I normally play in the... Well, I try to dodge the puddles. I'm usually in the trees. That's right, folks. Gonna try this thing called golf. Or as most people know it as, whack fuck. $12 at Narrabundah. Anyone local, don't know how to find me now. Alright. That's the bone. I found another part of his body, didn't I? Yeah. Cool. Sorted. I'll be there. With my goggles. Going for the swim. Trying to remember what I do next. I need my agatone. Earthrax. Yeah. I'll wear my best shiny shoes then. Should be fun. Oh man, I have forgotten what I'm doing. No, I'm right. It's alright. I'm not right. I don't use agatone. Whatever this paint's called. Adrax. I don't normally use this one. Do normally use null. That's fine. We'll work with this. It's only a mistake that could ruin everything. Agrex does add instant rust. Dirt, sorry. And he's got a little critter on the top there. What colour should we do that little critter? Just saw. Bloody. There are maggots everywhere in this guy. It's going to be awesome. Now, the problem with the maggots, they also too blend in bone armor or fleshy bits. So I've got to try and work out how to make them stand out more. I'm not up to that yet. That guy. Don't have any greens. Maybe we'd work some greens. Belly shot. What are we looking for? Nope. Nope. I know I have one. That's what I was looking for. And I grabbed two others that I don't want. So yeah. How are we going for time? I've still got plenty of time. Sweet. Guy, come on. Everybody needs a little demon hanging off their shoulder. And he's got no angel on the other side to balance him out. How's the Imperial Fist going? Paint it pink. That's the trick. Contrast. If you go to Instagram and look up Pronto40k, that's our mate Adam, who played against Imperial Fist. He's been doing his Imperial Fist with contrast yellows as well. So have a look to see what he's done. Reach out to him. Ask him questions. He'll be fine with that. Yeah. But always interested to see how you go. If you have a chance to show them off, either on the Discord or if you've got your own social media stuff, feel free to share. I'm nosy that way. Trying to sell your fists. But they're heresy fists, right? I don't think Adam wants heresy fists. But if someone else painted them yellow... Whew. Sell your fists by my car? Don't do it, I know how he drives. No 40k ones. What, and Adam didn't want him? He's playing his fist tomorrow night, so I'll remind him. What am I doing? Hasn't done me before. Oh, I did it straight out of the box, did I? Apparently I did it straight out of the box. That's silly. So he's using a giant brush for small parts. Got 2k worth ones I painted at that challenge. Oh, alright. I'll remind him. Because he needs more miniatures. Why am I... Put the big brush down. Things going well with you? Oh, we can talk on Saturday. You don't have to tell me your story now. We won't have anything to talk about later then. Do. 15 heavy intercessors, 6 boltstorm gauntlet guys, and other stuff. If they weren't yellow, I need some heavy intercessors. I don't have any of the boltstorm aggressors. Just the wrong colour. Well, there you go. 3 of the turrets and 2 of those bunker things and a character. Bunker things. The fire strike turrets, I'm assuming you're talking about. The bunker, the terrain piece bunker? Can't think it was called Firestorm something something something. The bunker with the flamer missile launchers, yeah. Can't think of what it's called. I'm gonna look because otherwise it's gonna bug me. People suddenly getting all these messages that pick up the phone. What's it called? What's it called? Fire strike server turrets. The Hammerfall bunker. That one. Okay, so the maggots get a nice first coat of pink. So they stand out a bit against the purple and the bone. And then they'll get a brown wash to dull them down a bit because, yeah, pink's quite bright. Yeah, 2 of them and 3 servo turrets. The fire strike one, where the guy's sitting in the back of it and it's got a movement of 3 inches or something. I've got one of those. They're not horrible to put on the table there. There are other things I'd rather put on. I don't know the stats. Yeah, I think that's the problem with the Space Marine Codex. There's too many options. And not everything... I can't say I've ever seen anyone run one of those bunkers. But the fire strike turrets aren't horrible. There's just things you'd rather run. So you could cull most of the Space Marine book because most people don't run. Oh, sorry, a lot of people don't run a lot of the items in it. This is where I miss all the maggots, so please, if you see one, let me know. They're in the horns. Oh, there's another one there. They are everywhere. This guy has a family of them. Lucky him. This is Lucky Phil. I don't know if 40k. None of it can be useful. Heresy is selling it. Well, that's fair. That is fair, and then you'll see the light and say, oh, 40k is actually a better game. I wish I didn't sell them. I don't understand why he's laughing so hard. Oh, look at all these in here. It can't be a pleasant feeling just having all these maggots just chilling, living large. Did I get them all? I feel like I'm going to say no because something will pop up. Oh, God. Really? I shouldn't have looked. I could have got away with it. You would never have known. Oh, he's got one not quite hanging out of his butt, but it's pretty close. High on the hamstring. Alright, I think I got them all. Think I got them all. Maggots for the win! I brought a grit down to use, and I put it down, and it's right in front of me. It's okay, found it. You can stop looking. Little green guy is gonna get some love. Otherwise he blends in too much. Now we can see him. Now we can see him. I hate when you buy a full pot of paint and you've used it like once for the little tiniest bit. That's one of those paints. Even though it's what Nurgle. No, it's Ogren Camo. Never use it. Except for those tiny little bits just there. Keep Grey Knights as they were first armies when I came back to the hobby. Yeah, that's fair. I still have my Imperial Guard, my Catachan, but I struggled to find an excuse to play them. Because they have killed Catachan. That's a faction. Because apparently everyone wants to be Cadians. Nope. Death Creed. Cool models, but nope. Just make my Catachans playable. Sorry, they have actually added a command squad, haven't they, now? So that's something, right? Creed, yeah. I love the models, they look awesome, but I'm a Catachan player. My army have been played for, you know, second army. Orcs were first, Salamanders, then Catachan, then forgot about everything else for a long time. They were my favourite army for a very long time. And then it became very hard to play in 10th edition to any success. A successful way to play them, I should say. Oh, so I'm putting some weathering effects on now, folks, if that's what you wonder what I'm doing. So on all the brass bits. I'm going to put some on the armour as well. So all this does is just adds bit of oxidization on the bronze and brass, and we use the brush to get the streak. With some parts will just be painted on. Feckin' sneezing? No, I'm okay, thanks. But thank you for your concern. See, I've got a cough. I don't need more than that. This guy's getting close to done, which is good and exciting. We can move on to one of the other four. Was that why I had that paint down? Maybe that's why I had that paint down. Just realised why I had this paint down. For the maggots. At least it isn't science fiction. Oh my god. Yeah. That doesn't sound fun at all. Remind me to paint, properly clean this brush out at the end of tonight. So just a bit of gill and flesh over them just to give them a bit more tone and not so bright pink. Definition, not tone. But it's still bright enough against the armour to stand out. So this will also... How do you miss the bright pink ones, Zach? Surely I wouldn't miss them. I'll get them all. First time. First run. I'm going to get them all. Don't forget his butt maggot. Oh, did I miss any? The Blightlords? I will have a look later on. Was there one at the front? No, that was all them. Yeah. Got all them. Got all them. Feel like I've got them all first run. This is why I now feel like I've missed something. I don't think I missed all the maggots, but I definitely missed some of the brass. Just on his wrist. Okay, what have we got? Ah, damn it. I missed one. So close. So close. Where did I miss one? I saw it. I panicked. Oh, there's one there. This one completely here. But that's not the one I saw that I missed. Oh, now I can't find the one I missed. Ah, there it is. His foot. Coming out of his shoe. Missed it with the pink as well. Typical, typical. What do you reckon so far? Now we got them all. How's he looking? Dad sucks there? His eye. His eye. Okay. Finish the blade. Slimy bits. We've got some slimy bits to do. Which I do not have the right colours down with me at the moment. There's a bit of armour. On his shoulder, missed some armour. That's well done, isn't it? I'm finding all these little bits I've missed. I get excited when I get close to the end of it. I go, yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's when I find all the bits. I go, no, damn it. Just what is happening right now? Night Lords, Night Lords, Night Lords. In here is a whole lot of flesh. In fact, if I look closer, I think I'm going to find out that that is another maggot. He's a pretty boy. What did I say? I needed green. I needed belly shot. There it is. Even better belly shot when it's there longer than it needs to be. And then the moots. The moots. Nope. Okay. Not that. Just that. Sorry. Yes, you wanted to check out something. Sorry, mouse is cooperating with me as usual. Oh. One moment, caller. Alright, that button first. Yep, and then we're over here. This is the Blightlords you just picked up. Wow. These are the ones you just picked up. That's a pretty good haul. That is a pretty good haul indeed. And they look like, the way you describe it, I thought it was going to be an absolute mess, but they look decent condition. Lemonade. Just waiting for this to dry. Just notice there is these bones here. Which I should address. Oh yeah, and then I wanted to do something with the tentacles as well. Yep. Just finished putting that fly back together. Making all of the sounds. The technical paints that GW brought out, some of them look very cool. One of them is Nurgle's Rot. I don't want to put too much on the maggots themselves because it will dull that colouring that we've just put on them. But they are fun. This is, I really do like this texture paint. Whatever you want to call it. Technical they call it, I think. Adds that grime. Oh, sorry, Thursday. What are we doing for the weekend? As we mentioned before, playing a game tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Beer, pizza, and 40k. Sounds like a good Friday evening to me. And golf in the rain? What's that all about? Doesn't sound like the brightest thing to do. You know, when you're going to catch up with people, just got to catch up with them. Might be raining so hard, we'll go straight to the pub. That sounds terrible. There's lightning about... No, I won't be. I'm not that silly. Alright, so. What's left for this one in particular? We've got to add the rust streaks, which is by hand using the Scrag Brown. That takes a bit of time. Looking around, obviously his base. Tidy up the gun a little, because we've got these bones sticking out here, so we're just going to tidy that up. With the tentacle parts, these parts, I just want to add a little bit of colour in so it's not the same as his skin. Apart from that, he's pretty much done. So let's put the brown streaks in now. Just add the scale and contrast to those bones, and we're pretty close to finishing 1 out of the 5. Minus the base, of course. Now for the larger items like tanks and stuff, I do use proper inks and stuff for weathering, but for all the general small guys, it's by hand with the paint. It's very exciting, but you'll get to see it in action. Try to pick on the dents to work from. This guy has a lot of dents. it's just scrag round, try to bit bit more water than you do a normal. There's another maggot there. It doesn't need too much because he's already filthy, which we did with the see on the top of my head with some of the other paints and stuff like that. He doesn't actually have a lot to build the streak on, which is fine. And he's got a maggots hanging out the back of that. That'll be right. I normally have a little sponge, which makes it easier for this, for what I'm trying to do just then, but I don't see it. Clearly I've moved it somewhere safe so I won't lose it. It's fine. Oh, we missed a couple of maggots, which is awesome. It was just there. Where was the other one? Does anyone remember? It's on the back over here somewhere. Oh yeah, there. Wrong pink. Fortunately, this one was already had some white down. Nope. Foot? No, I got the foot. It was on his backpack. Backpack. And I missed one that was fair and square right on his chest. Just add a bit more rust. Okay, now once we get this one done, we will call it an evening. Once we do these 2 maggots, I thought I lost them for a second then. That would have been funny. I'm going to say hello to someone else. Alright, so. Oh no. One more thing. We will go and say hi to someone in a moment. But we've got a tiny dot to put on. I'm sure I got it on then. Cool. Every now and again, I just keep going, oh yeah, I'm done, except for this part, Okay, I'm going to stop because I'm done. Alright, this guy is now... Oh, that is terrible. I've made a mess there. Definitely made a mess. Let me clean that up, and then we'll say he's done. Okay, here he is. Minus the base. Of course, this is the Blightlord with the Reaper Cannon in all his glory. Comments. Congratulations. All the things. The old hobby stream section is a bit quiet tonight on Twitch. Oh, okay. We'll find something. So yeah, this is him. He's got a lot of maggots, which is fun. That was fun to find out. I made a bit of a mess with the barrel sword, so I might tidy that up when you're not watching. But that is him in all his glory. Which is good. Which is good. Alright, so he is done. 1 out of 5 done. Alright, now I'm just getting all the paint out of the way so I can get to the mouse so I can actually see what's going on Twitch. You say it's quiet. I say you're probably right. I haven't seen a paint anything for ages. Earhawks doesn't seem to paint anymore. Very disappointing. Alright. Looks like it's Mike. Nothing wrong with that. Mike's a great person to hang out with, so don't be panicking about that. That's for sure. Alright, so I'm going to set up a raid to go see Mike Mones. Wonderful person, wonderful artist. You should check it out. Cool, raid is set up. Thank you for joining me tonight. Appreciate it as always. Thank you to new followers. Thank you for the Kick shout-outs. First time I started using Kick this week. And if you're watching on YouTube, hello. We'll be back Sunday night for some PC horror gaming. Don't know what we're playing yet. Don't know what's going on Monday. Tuesday, Thursday next week, of course, is normal hobby nights. I'm hoping to have the night done. I'll show you on Instagram some more progress on the base. We're just waiting for it to cure now. So it should be fun. Again, thank you to everyone who joined in. I better go. Alright, until next time, folks. Have a good night. Be good to each other, and see you later.